Zio with a lot of built-in safety. It's not amazing, but all Prince needs to do is not die, maybe free up effort, but now you're opting into a skill matchup, kind of sit back, absorb the pressure. Johan can focus all his attention on bot side, and with how good Deft and Vista have been playing, teamfight in a later game scenario is so stable. Teleport comes in though.
Yeah, this is danger as Deft now doesn't have his rocket jump. There's the flash forward. Deft is very, very dead. And the Scat of the Week connects onto Vista, who's going to flash away, crashes down to safety as Chovy teleports in just to make sure that they don't lose this turret. That is not something you see in a matchup of, that's 6 camps. It's crazy. We've got an engage here, and Vista is just dead.
This has not been changed. Yes, of course, you have the new items, but I still think that experimentation can provide a lot. Vista!
Once again, the horse is in trouble as Deft is actually going to get over this time. Vista flashes out, teleports, coming on in. That Scat of the Week was not exactly the best one as Effort gets over the wall, but the train, crashes unfortunately, and Morgan is just going to get beaten down. Does get the heal from Deft though, will walk to relative safety.
And this is a completely different game than what I expected. Chovy!
Maybe caught napping here just a little bit as the ult from Fate is going to be enough. This Azir actually does a hell of a lot of damage to Baron as well, so it's already down to half health as Effort taking a bit of damage. In goes Vista. There's the Magnet Storm into the backline. It was all a bait all along as Summit's going to get chunked out and destroyed. The cast, not exactly the highest value as Deft just rocket jumps back into the fight. Johan actually still alive. As now Morgan, pretty weak at this point in time. There are some larger health bars, but they're all on the carries.
I expect them to go for the turret. They also didn't get the Drake, Liiv Sandbox. They're getting hungry for kills here, and I would have much rather seen them go for that objective. The fight continues!
Yep, Johan gonna dive on over. As Hanwha Esports, they have no vision of this area. Deft is going to walk into 2 people. The Pierce does not land. Rocket Jump can have to be used. Has Flash available as well as the heal. And there's the follow flash from Effort. Absolutely love it. This guy's been on form today, and Liiv Sandbox find a couple of picks. They killed Hanwha Life earlier on. This is a team on the upswing, right? They finally put all the pieces together, and it's working. Yes, they lose Soul Point, but that's
just a cleaned up play from Liiv Sandbox as a whole. It's just, it's kind of baffling. Engage, this is aggressive.
Yeah, straight underneath the turret is Croco looking for the backline. Buster Shot needs to respect it. And Hanwha Esports are going to back away. Effort is going to get Magnet Stormed and exploded. Vista in that front line doing work as the Emperor's Divide comes in. Chovy sweeps his way out as well as Prince goes golden, but then goes to the Death Chamber. And yes, they lose their Olaf, but unfortunately it's not going to be a win for Liiv Sandbox this time around. They will take this turret. This is their territory. This is what they love as Summit. Looking to wrap around for that flank. The Dragon going down very low. In goes the train. Hanwha Esports, they do get the Mountain Soul. And now Summit's going to give him a thumbs up and not really know how to enter this fight. He'll do it via the Emperor's Divide and then the Death Chamber right after this stopwatch as Prince is going to get jumped on literally by Deft and then left actually by himself as Fate is now limping away. Years ago, they played the Poppy and Nivea comp, and oh my god, it was beautiful.
That's so good.
One of my favorite games. As there's a knock-up onto Effort. Fate's call immediately going to be used here. Let's see whether it actually gets the value as Fate wrapping around. You can see Deft actually diving right into the middle of this one. Doesn't have another stopwatch, but he does have his GA, of course. So he's coming back to life. Croco now diving on top of him. Deft does make it out as Effort is going to get taken down eventually. A double kill now for the Olaf is unfortunately for Liiv Sandbox fans. They're just a little bit too far behind when it comes to compositions, and Chovy is going to get over this wall. Blast cones his way in and then immediately gets shoved out. I like that one, as now Morgan is going to get his revenge here onto Summit, just smacking him around as best he can. Yeah, I don't know whether he necessarily does, but he is buying some time as Deft hops over the wall, gets himself the blast cone, and stops Croco from having any way to get over that wall. 12 seconds, that's far longer than I should have said. 0.12 seconds, let's go with that.
Yeah.
As Deft wails on them with his auto attack. Summit finds the Olaf in the backline, actually is going to win that fight most likely, but it's a double kill already in the front line for Deft as Fate is now running for the hills. We're looking towards that 20% as he's burning down, and the Elder will wreak havoc on Liiv Sandbox, and the Nexus will go down as well. Hanwha Esports, slow and steady, did the race. All right, I actually was wondering, I was going through his solo queue just recently, and his Everfrost LeBlanc has certainly been taking some names. Point in time, like, Tristana could have been a potential option there as well, because Rocket Jump can get you, theoretically, out of the way of a Hecarim, but...
There is a lot more pressure on you to actually proactively do stuff.
Especially in the mid-game, yeah.
Yeah, so I think... Traditionally, like historically, LeBlanc, because this is a pick we've not seen in a while, right? Like historically, LeBlanc was one of those picks we found. I don't think Johan wins this.
No, exactly not. As the crashdown does come through, Attract Repel, only going to get the stun onto Prince. As there's the flash forward. Johan gonna have to try and get out of here, but he can't. Only has the Ghost, of course, as Deft trying to get some follow damage back in. But once again, another beautiful early game from Liiv Sandbox is already 2 kills. Liiv Sandbox do get the rotation over. They should be able to lock that one down. So, Croco continuing his onslaught of the jungle. In fact, both of the neutral objectives available so far have been his, as there's a Zenith Blade forward. Solar Flare is going to connect as well, as there's the Magnet Storm and the Crashdown. Chovy, not a lot of cooldowns right now, but there is the Onslaught of Shadows, as Fate finds the Emperor's Divide. Johan just gets slammed into. Decent knock up there onto Summit, as Chovy still alive, connects the chains there onto Summit, dives on forward, picks up his first kill of the fight. Vista gets out safely, as Chovy continuing to try and contend with this one, and now Morgan maybe going a little bit too far forward. Fate at full health is still scary.
And it's one of the reasons why, even though Azir is a late-game character, in these, like, choke-pointy skirmishes, he still has a lot of value. Summit.
Yeah, could be in trouble here, as he does have the Hextech Ultimatum, gets boot back. Croco dives on in, as there it is. Ultimatum coming down. Morgan just having to watch as Fate flips another one. And Morgan's going to go down as well. No way that this Scion can 1 versus 3, and it's a double kill for the Azir. It's the day of the pigeons today.
Front-to-back teamfight composition that provides Chovy and Deft with some freedom.
Speaking of Chovy, though, he's now locked down Fate. Croco's after him as Empress Divide only lands onto Vista. Fate is just going down so quickly, but the CC's there, and Johan gets baited in. God, effort has been so good today. So if they can take a win here in game number 2, bring us to that match point, things could be very, very important, as now Prince might be caught out of position, gets knocked back. Decent Solar Flare, but it's not going to be enough, as Johan gets delivered a little bit more much-needed money. And
like, self-explanatory.
Hecarim, obviously self-explanatory. The train always wants to be going fast. Deft gets to ult in and then move more quickly, things like that. But also, getting Chovy's ultimate over and over again is really important, as Johan looking to get down here. And yep, that is a very dead Summit, as Chovy, the 4-0-0 Azir making a rotation there towards the bottom side of the map. Efforts found Vista as Prince over to the side as well. In goes the Magnet Storm, out they go as well. But in goes Chovy, finds the distortion into the backline as the exhaust immediately used onto Johan. He's just locked down for so long. The train finds one, but Summit heroically stands in the way.
Followed up by an okay engage from Vista. They don't want to give over this Baron though.
Yep, Morgan is going to grab a blue trinket, gets back into the pit as Chovy gets over the wall, back in again. Summit has locked down Deft as he cleanses, tries to get out, but he's not going to be able to. Now Morgan running for the hills as well. Chovy finds the chain onto Summit, but he's going to have to leave Morgan to die. As Croco just going to stand next to him, gets a bit of a boop there, as that looked a little bit dangerous.
Into the one thing that Liiv Sandbox were looking for, which is an advantageous skirmish. I say
yeah, more chains connecting here onto Effort, as he's going down low, but he's not actually going to die just yet. Morgan once again calls the train underneath the turret, but this time he's not quite as survivable. Now died 3 times. Some extra vision given over. Johan knows that there's someone waiting in there, and the Zenith Blade comes out to confirm it. Immediately exploded is the horse. He is basically doing nothing this game. Chovy gets his Everfrost denied. 4 versus 5 now, no smite available. Hanwha Esports still go in for it. Decent Magnet Storm as Effort's going to get focused down. Another Zenith Blade, Deft flashes the wall to get himself over the back. Does go golden to avoid the Emperor's Divide, but he's in amongst about 11 people, and he will be taken down. Morgan gets a cool little knock up there as another Everfrost comes down, and that is going to be the lockdown onto the Camille, but the Rel's going to fall as well, and Chovy can't do it all. Has to get out of here, as Morgan, the zombie version, will at least get himself a control ward.
There's too many threats on the side of Liiv Sandbox.
Yeah, well, we're doing this again. Morgan is booking it, trying to get in there. The Baron goes down, though, and unfortunately, the horse is just going to dive into his death. The Rel's going to follow. Both of these horses are way too excited I think, as the Scion's going to set up a bit of a stun. Effort's going to get chunked, but he's a Leona. He doesn't care whether you throw damage into him, and it's a triple kill here for this Ezreal as the Zombie Scion once again sadly walks away. 18-6 now, the advantage for Liiv Sandbox. Close. That being said, I mean, we're celebrating Johan not dying there. It's when he's probably just going to die here because now Liiv Sandbox are trying to take down the last remaining inhibitor.
Small victories, Atlas. There's not a lot to celebrate here. Oh, Hanwha live. You got to take him.
Well, Chovy tries to put him on a leash as he distorts all the way around the Hextech ultimatum. Eventually he can flash out, but now the rest of the team is in trouble. Def, decent position right now as the Emperor's Divide tidies up the backline. Chovy, where is he? He's now backing, trying to get back and start this one up with a decent phalanx as Morgan getting taken down extraordinarily low as in goes Vista. We have the Zombie Scion support as well as the Killer Instinct. Fate getting taken down low. Def with a double kill so far as he goes down to his GA. Prince throws out the True Shot Barrage, and that's a little bit unfortunate as Summit over the wall gets himself the stun, and Deft is not going to... Oh, he flashes! No, not quite able to pick up the kill, but it looked so close to being amazing.
I thought he was going to do it in this game, and Liiv Sandbox with a statement gamer in game number 2.
Well, here's Johan. Let's see whether he can make something happen. As Chovy, no stopwatch, no chance. And yeah, Prince is going to take a celebratory horse kill as the Nexus will be taken down, and Liiv Sandbox bring us to a game 3. I feel like we deserved it. Game 1 was so close, so back and forth. This one, far more of a slaughter. True. That's Mordekaiser. As I think we are flexing the Scion to the mid lane. That's what it feels like to me.
The locked in mid lane Scion.
Yeah, exactly.
However, then it was with Olaf and Shen.
And like all AD damage and...
no, it was Tristana and then one for Prince.
Yeah, exactly. Prince is going to get dove on. There's the Attract Repel for the stun. Vista's going to go down. They trade 1 for 1 as the headbutt comes back onto Johan. Herald skirmish. Lilia is running over here, but this is going down relatively quickly. Fate in position. Vista coming on over as well. We may have a fight for this as Morgan does go in. Death Realm going to be there, so if it comes down to a smite fight, then it's going to be about the Mordekaiser and whether he can lock him out. Has now utilized it as Croco gets over the wall. Johan getting dashed on here as Summit taking a lot of damage. Effort takes down the Lilia though immediately as the Rift Herald is secured. Not entirely sure who managed to take it. It was Vista. He's going to be able to pick up the eye here as Chovy gets game played, and the stun going to be avoided, but he's still dead, ladies and gentlemen. Liiv Sandbox with all 5 members around that pit. They lose out on the Herald, but they win the fight decidedly.
If it's not decisive enough, you're still screwed.
Well, there's the Vanguard's Edge. Death Realm does come out once again as the Death's Grasp is actually decently done, as we'll see whether Morgan can actually make this one work. The stun's too good though, and Summit easily takes that one down. That's a solo kill, and that's so comfy. Exactly the way Chronicler described it.
It's not even close. Look at his health bar.
Yeah. Very similar vibe to the second game of the series, and sometimes better top laner can win as Death is going to get stunned up. There's the Blade Surge, the Killer Instincts to get himself out of the way, and unfortunately for Summit, right as I say it, I cast a curse the heck out of Liiv Sandbox, and they throw away their top laner. And this, like you were talking about, this is going to be the important one as Morgan is a little bit slow, especially when it's in comparison to Croco. As Vanguard's Edge goes forward, lands only onto Chovy, who's just standing his ground. No joy on the stun, as now in goes the Realm. Vista immediately locks them all up. Effort gets into the backline, but Hanwha Esports have won the first start of this fight so beautifully, and Morgan getting some well-deserved vengeance onto Summit. Now Prince just trying to fight this one out. He held onto the Featherstorm for such a long time, and Deft was eliminated in this fight as Johan trying to escape this one, but it's the Decimating Smash, sorry, the Obliterate that is going to be able to lock down the Xayah.
Getting ahead gets you more items, allows you to farm faster.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
He still has the ulti available as Deft taking a lot of damage, but Killer Instinct gets him out. The Flash going to get him out even further. Vanguard's Edge into the backline as Chovy not actually in this fight. He's hoping that the rest of his team can take care of it. So far, not really working out. Summit, though, is going to be taken down as Deft finally gets back into the fight. It's a double kill for Morgan. I take it all back, please. Don't kill me, Mr. Mordekaiser, man, as Prince is going to get obliterated. And Fate, yes, he did survive. However, the rest of his team not so lucky. Unfortunately, not going to quite get there in time, as Fate had used the teleport in order to get himself out of that one. As there's the headbutt pole, they land the layer of CC, as Def is going to go golden right at the last second. He Killer Instincts to get himself even closer to the action, which is probably not the best, but that's going to be a fantastic Blade Caller. Be able to wrap up a couple of kills here. The Xayah has already fallen, is now Effort trying to run away from the horse. Cow versus horse action. It's a barnyard as the bear is going to come through as well.
That's not what you want in the barn.
No,
Atlas.
exactly. Please get it out of the barn. As Vista not exactly having the greatest time, but he has an Ignite, so he's going to be able to at least go 1-for-1 as now Morgan gets another one of these beautiful ultis onto Summit. That's a solo kill, by the way. I guess. I mean, there were no other assists, but he's going to be able to grab a double in the end. I'm never bad-mouthing Mordekaiser again in my life, dude. This is the best champion. It's like actually my original favorite champion of all time, but after the rework, I haven't really had as much faith, and I'm being made pay for it.
Keep the wave, keep the wave.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to try and barrel towards this inhibitor turret. Deft is there, free hitting onto it. Summit now looking to wrap around and grab himself an advantage. Effort very, very low right now as they want to try and take the Mordekaiser out of the fight so that Summit can get some work done. The Vanguard's Edge gets it at just the tip as there is the ulti out from Morgan, and he wants to try and punish Summit here. He's going to take him down to the GA so incredibly easily. Now Croco doing not a whole lot, and Vista still had the ulti, by the way, towards the end of this one. The turret's going to be taken down. Hanwha Esports, a beautiful lesson in team fighting by the end as Def free hitting, gets a triple kill, dies, but that's the ace. Please wait for the minions. Trivia instead wants to get hit by a fountain laser, so we're not going to quite get there. But still, an incredible performance from Hanwha Esports in game number 3. Huge kudos to Johan and Morgan for turning it around. I think that